Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Second String, our second episode. Super excited. Last week went, I'd say pretty well. What? You guys laughing at
The pause each time. It's like I really need to gather myself.
what?
I really need to gather myself. I can't believe I'm doing the intro this week.
I was waiting for it to hit live. Once I hit,
Dance monkey routine, right?
it takes like 10 seconds.
Oh, I didn't know that. I looked up and it already said live, and I didn't. I was about to jump in because you're just staring at the screen.
So, a lot's happened since last week.
You're doing great.
Hoops did a great job with the production.
Restart?
It really goes to show you that I know nothing about anything that's important. I can't strip audio. Hoops can, so thank you for that. But we can get right into it. So last week we have some developments. I recently wrote a blog about Aqib Talib, who said some words about Harry Douglas when he cut blocked Chris Harris, I think it was.
I think it was too.
And he said he was going to kick Harry Douglas's ass. Yeah. So that's what we were wondering, what do we think is going to happen to it? And it looks like now it's probably going to be nothing unless he's playing like a long game. He hasn't done anything since, right?
Yeah, the heavy favorite of nothing really came through, and
I put in enough like minus 150, and
Sorry, just a quick note. It definitely was Chris Harris because all week I was saying that it was Chris Hansen, and people were like, the Dateline guy? And I was like, oh, shit, you're right. Chris Harris.
I was saying it was Calvin Harris, the singer-songwriter. I wasn't saying that.
Oh. What's he do?
Calvin Harris?
Music.
I'm thinking Summertime, and that's Sublime. But he definitely has the Summertime.
I don't know. I actually couldn't tell you a single Calvin Harris song, but I think he's like the most successful like EDM artist. He might not be EDM. This is boring. Let's continue. So my other options were something horrifying, which I guess theoretically could still happen. We could wake up tomorrow and see that Aqib Talib has murdered Harry Douglas's entire family.
Yeah, you never want to sleep on Aqib Talib doing something way, way too rash and like a huge overreaction, especially if you've seen him in the locker room. He wears like a ridiculous amount of fedoras. I feel like he has a different hat on. I'm pretty sure he's a hat guy.
Huh.
Hoops, if you could look that up to verify that for me really quick, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen Aqib Talib wear like navy blue fedoras and like bowler hats. Definitely not bowler hats.
Huh?
I'm sorry?
I feel like fedoras have really made a comeback. Big
time.
I guess for like NFL players at the very least.
I blame it on Alabama football coming back because that brought back the wolf's tooth. And that's
I'm not seeing any fedoras right now.
Is that right?
No,
I'm seeing 2 cowboy hats.
I wouldn't sleep on Gavin DeGraw either. I once on a bet wore a fedora to a bar and school and tried convincing everyone I was Gavin DeGraw. Obviously didn't work, but I like lost a bet, so I had to wear a fedora anyway. So I was like, I'm just gonna go around and tell everyone I'm Gavin DeGraw, or like have my friends like pretend they're my bodyguards, and it's like,
oh god,
Gavin DeGraw like wants to talk to you.
Can't believe this is happening again.
DeGraw.
Gavin can't get a drink again. Wow. That's really funny.
Not over you. I couldn't think of a Gavin DeGraw song.
I was gonna say I don't want to be, but
I don't want to be at this bar anymore.
Hey bum.
He's actually pretty talented. I like him. A lot of fedoras. My other options were though that they would get married. Aqib Talib and Harry Douglas, because I feel like there's a little bit of sparks flying between them, and you never really know what could happen. But I really doubt that's going to happen. I'm not sure that would fly.
A lot of people forget that back in the day, anytime that a football altercation got that physical, guys usually ended up kissing. So I definitely saw.
This is the second episode of Second String, and we have done 2 jokes about football players kissing.
If we can just work in jokes about our dads that aren't true, we're going to be hitting 2 for 2.
I do a lot of jokes about my stepdad. I don't have a stepdad, and I'll stepdad, but
there's a joke was it in that blog or the other blog?
I wrote another blog about how my stepdad thinks I have problems at second base, and I would just keep my fucking hands inside of the ball. This is why your dad left. But the joke doesn't make much sense, but I feel like there's a lot of humor in stepdads who hate We hate their children.
Really solid stuff.
Yeah.
Heartwarming podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have any thoughts on our boy Aqib Talib?
Not really, man. I mean, so it was cowboy hats. You just confirmed, Hoops.
Yeah, I saw a couple cowboy hats. That's about
So
it.
he's like the Cam Newton thing, where they wear the big hats. Or Pharrell. Remember that time Pharrell was a Mountie?
He wore a huge hat.
That's kind of what he does.
But I really like Pharrell.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Is that now is a cowboy hat? This is stupid, but is it technically a sombrero? Can I call it a sombrero?
No, those are
I don't know
vastly.
about that.
You have very limited grasp on hat knowledge. If you think
I'm such little hat. I don't see categories. I see all hats same. All right.
that's really progressive of you.
He doesn't like labels.
I don't judge a hat based on its character, or I do judge a hat based on its character, not on what it looks like. Cool.
Speaking
So
of
we're just starting a new game, right, T?
Yeah, speaking of things that I love, hats, and that apparently Dubs hates, hats.
Yeah.
We have a new bit we're gonna do this week. It's called Love It or Hate It. So if you guys follow us on Twitter, really follow me on Twitter, you'll see that it is bowl season, which is my favorite time of the year. I really thrive in college football bowl season because this is where all the outlying factors that like you convince yourself mattered during the year they matter now. So like if a head coach just got fired, usually they're playing for an interim coach. How does that interim coach fire them up? Maybe there was a mascot change. Maybe someone got injured. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Or maybe a team really disappointed and they don't want to be in the game. So this Saturday, there were 6 bowls that started us off, and I went 6-0. Thanks, guys. So
Pretty impressive.
the premise of Love It or Hate It is that we're going to go through games that are coming up for you guys, and this will be pretty much our gambling advice. I'm going to read out a game against the spread, and Dubs will either read out whether he loves it or hates it, and Dubs will come back at me with NFL games and their spreads or over-unders or whatever, and I will tell him if I love it or hate it.
Can I throw a quick disclaimer out there before we do this? So when I gamble, I actually do it like very methodically and look at stats and things. So this is not the way I typically gamble. So I feel like I'm going to be bad at this.
Well, welcome to the Thunderdome.
That's not how I typically do things. I get like open and shit.
Yeah. That's why college football is what I enjoy so much more because, for example, Appalachian State Toledo. I picked Appalachian State to pick them because they beat Michigan 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Or like Matthew McConaughey gives a speech to Texas, like you gotta take them in that game.
Arkansas State, UCF. Arkansas State 6.5-point dogs. They won 31-13. Picked them because I had a dynasty with them in NCAA football 2008. So there's no rhyme or reason. Southern Miss, Brett Favre went there. There's literally no rhyme or reason to how I pick my college football games. I just know that it works.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited.
All right, so Monday, December 19th, we have in the Miami Beach Bowl, Tulsa minus 12.5 over Central Michigan. I'm taking Tulsa minus 12.5.
Love it. Warm weather, love it.
Yeah, definitely warm weather. Awesome for an Oklahoma team.
Warmer than Central Michigan.
Tuesday, December 20th in the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky minus 5 over Memphis. I have Western Kentucky and the over of 79.
Love Western Kentucky, hate the over.
Okay, got it. Look out for that over. That's a high over. They hit like 48 points in the first quarter of the last game. All right, last one. The San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl.
Love it.
Wyoming.
I know that's
already love it. Wyoming +9 against BYU. I think that's too many points. Wyoming +9.
I hate it.
Okay. So we have 2 loves, 2 hates.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. All right, can I go?
Yep.
That was fun, though. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do NFL. Keep in mind these games are played on a Saturday because it's Christmas on Sunday, so that just throws a wrench in all my plans. But here we go. Tampa Bay +3.5 at New Orleans.
Tampa Bay's catching 3.5.
Yeah.
So you're taking Tampa Bay?
Yeah, obviously. They're catching 3.5 now.
Love it. 3,
Yeah,
like
obviously.
whatever rating.
Jets plus 16.5 at New England. Taking the Jets. That's so many points.
Love it. Only
Yeah.
because the Pats clinched the AFC East and a first-round bye today, so they're going to be sitting everyone.
That's a good point. Denver plus 3.5 at Kansas City, like Denver.
Hate it. I love Kansas City.
On Christmas night. So Andy Reid is going to be had eaten a lot of food, going to be Logie, not coaching well.
Wow. But he does look like Santa.
Oh, I forgot he looks at 10. I'm changing it. Kansas City minus 3.5. I'm taking Kansas City.
Love it. All right, and that was love it or hate it. So you guys,
What is happening?
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? I don't know. I was not watching the video, and I was just listening.
I think you threw a pen in like
Explosion.
triumph. Like
I've been clicking a pen. I click a pen sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I'll stop doing that though. Hoops, can we get a love it or hate it on the game that we just played?
Yeah, it was good.
I
don't care.
It's awesome. It's
Played.
super comforting that our producer listens to the rules and all of our segments.
You say love it or hate it. The rules couldn't be simpler. You love it or hate it.
You know me. I can't make those kind of decisions.
That's way too extreme of emotions for hoops.
All right, let's move on.
Moving on. So earlier this week, the NFL announced that they would be having a skills competition leading up to the Pro Bowl, and that among the contests included in the skills competition would be a dodgeball game between the AFC and the NFC. So I wrote a blog earlier this week that fantasy draft my ideal AFC, NFC scenarios, and I actually have a few redactions I did want to make. But the point of this is that the NFL is finally getting it right because every league has a skills competition leading up to the All-Star game. Baseball has the Home Run Derby.
They're awesome. They're better than the All-Star game.
I said it in the blog. If there was a child that not a child, I got my mind on my dad again. If there was a channel devoted strictly to skills competitions, similar to like a Nick Gass style TV channel, I would be watching that 24/7.
Can we throw celebrity softball games in there too? Because I love that.
100%.
Yeah.
Anytime you can see Jamie Foxx like rip a homer off Jenny Finch, who is still using that softball frame from that like one softball World Cup that happened longer than I ever thought she would.
Still holding the fame?
She's at every softball game.
Yeah.
And when did that happen? Like 10 years ago?
I couldn't tell you. I don't have the softball knowledge down. I did like Jenny Finch though.
There's a chick from Hawaii I remember. She reminded me of Keisha Phillips. She could really hit the ball. Kept her hands inside the ball.
Unlike me. All right. So yeah, I mean,
if you had to pick, let's do this. So if you had to pick, similar to what I did, a fantasy draft, just give me 3 guys that you definitely want on your NFC team and definitely want on your AFC team.
I haven't done this yet, so I'm gonna be shooting from the hip, but here we go.
Want me to go first?
I want Lamar Houston on my NFC team.
Lamar Houston.
You know, he's gonna if he's gonna injure himself celebrating, I feel like that's a guy I want. I want on my dodgeball team. A lot of heart. Gotta have. Oh, should I do NFC first? Because I just got a great AFC player.
Good.
Gotta have Janikowski.
Oh, great call. I picked Justin Tucker.
Oh, did you? That makes sense.
Janikowski is a great one.
You gotta have Janikowski. Going back to NFC. I mean, obviously, I feel like I need to pick a quarterback. Can I pick? I'm gonna pick Joe Flacco. I mean, he's got the best arm strength I've ever seen in my entire life.
He's not particularly mobile. He'll just stand in the pocket and just
fucking dodgeballs at you. I'll round out my AFC team with choose LeGarrette Blount. Did you go LeGarrette Blount?
I did pick LeGarrette Blount.
I feel like he'd be good at dodgeball.
I still have the image in my head of him staying up late at night during like high school to watch the Oregon Boise State game and him knocking out that white linebacker on Boise State, and it was like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. One punch and the dude was out.
I do. That was great. I've totally. Can I get another AFC guy? Because I really want. Shit, who was it? Whatever. I'm gonna go to. Oh, God damn it. Obviously, Hoops. We're gonna get rid of this pause, right?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like any pause after Dub speaking is just awesome.
I'm gonna leave the part of the show. All right, I'm gonna hop back into the NFC. Kyler Kyle Long. I feel like Kyle Long would put up a hell of a fight. I'm just gonna choose all Bears players because I'm an idiot. And then let's do James Starks because he was in a car crash, so he has a lot to prove.
That's true. Nothing like throwing a guy who was just in a concussion out of a dodgeball game.
If you can survive a car crash, you can survive a dodgeball game, I think.
That's not wrong. All right, cool. I think of the guys I picked, there's one that I was really mad about, but I liked Colin Kaepernick in the NFC. Dodging ability, great. Kneeling ability, solid. So he's going to go low.
You can definitely dodge a bunch of racist people making comments about him too. So
giraffes.
You went different directions with that joke, but I'm all right with it.
What was that? NFC? So I had Russell Wilson because I really want to see him get hit in the face. And shit, I forget who I really wanted to. This is too bad.
Can we, if we're keeping my pause in earlier, can we keep TJ's pause in too?
Yeah, keep my pause in. Oh, Alshon Jeffrey. Anyone that's using steroids can play for me.
Oh, for sure. Now, do you think they're going to have a brief? Do you think they're going to let people use steroids just for this 1 week before the dodgeball game? Because
I would hope so. If you could get like a team of like just really juiced up linebackers and wide receivers playing dodgeball. Well, they're playing with like small Nerf footballs too, like really trying to hurt each other. I think that's pure entertainment. Like Clay Matthews and Brian Cushing.
Oh my God. And they're the best. Wow. Just had a stroke. They both definitely played a lot of dodgeball in high school too. And we're like douchebags.
Gave out so many wedgies.
So many wedgies. Can we go out of football? Because I kind of want to see Danny DeVito play dodgeball. Not sure why, but I feel like he'd Danny
DeVito waddling around trying to
Danny DeVito.
And he's always like screaming. He would definitely be the most drunk out there too. Although I'm totally basing that off the Sunny character. I have no idea what Danny
some
DeVito
rum ham.
like.
Some rum
ham.
Kind of want to see Tila Tequila on the other side too.
If they had a straight up old VH1 show, the fact that isn't a show is actually pretty like amazing.
Especially on VH1 because VH1's always doing stupid shit.
Flava Flav, Brett Michaels, Hoops, not you Hoops, but Hoops.
Remember New York?
New York, White Boy, and Midget Mac.
There's no way anyone listening to this has any idea what we're talking about.
I need a clip of Midget Mac yelling at Vern.
Gonna be here.
Saying that shirtless to Vern Troyer at the middle of the dodgeball court.
Do you know how many times I've tried to find that video on YouTube of Midget Mac saying, "Let me tell you how's it gonna happen. Midget Mac is gonna be here," and then he gets kicked off the team the same episode. I've been looking on YouTube for years and I can't find it.
I'm actually pretty surprised they don't have that.
Yeah, it was great.
That's Midget Mac gonna be here.
I used to watch I Love Money every Sunday night, and then me and Chucky would talk about it on Monday at school.
White Boy, it looks like you're trying to build an all-male team. You want to elaborate? I'm trying to build an all-male team. That's a shame that if the people that don't know what we're talking about right now, I'm like really sorry for them. That sucks.
Yeah, they'll start with Flavor of Love with Flava Flav, and then just descended into insanity. Really shortly after that. Pumpkin was on on New York, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, we're in such a deep rabbit hole. We got to do this.
Flav ever found love?
Flav?
Yeah.
To his music.
Oh,
his career.
Things.
He's such a workaholic.
Flava Flav would be so ridiculous to be in a relationship with because he would just shout random shit during sex, probably.
You would never wonder what time it is, though. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, because he'd always have it on.
Flava Flav would be a very savvy homeless man. I've got a homeless man on my street that whenever I walk by, he's always like, "What's the time?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's 11."
If you were Flavor Flaving, is that a real thing that happens to you?
Yeah, no, there's seriously a homeless guy at the end of my street. He sits there. He's somehow acquired a tent since I've moved here. He's been there for 6 months. Every time I'm walking by, "What's the time?" Like he has anywhere to be.
Do you answer it?
Yeah, I'm always like, "Oh, 3:30.
I don't want to sound insensitive, but what is time to a homeless man? Like, what's he gonna do with that information?
He realizes that he's been late for the past 10 years. Like,
it's like, oh shit, it's 10. What day is it?
Oh man,
Like, I missed my appointment.
Crazy stuff. I'm gonna try and get a video of him this week.
Yeah.
It really is.
Timers is just sometimes.
It's every time I'm walking by. Like he knows who I am because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that answers him.
You answer him every time.
Yes, because I would want to know the time.
Did you ever give him like a vastly incorrect time?
No,
In the morning.
I figure he's like, if the sun is up, if he's asked me when the sun's up, I can't get away with being like, oh, it's 8. Like,
Have you ever thrown a time to get a watch at him?
no, I haven't. I'm so afraid that he's gonna like really hurt me if I don't. You got to see this guy. I'm gonna try and get a video of him. He's a crazy looking guy. But you know what actually is? But I feel like he knows how to tell time by the sun because he's always on the side of the street with the shade on it. He's really smart that way.
I don't think you need to know the time for that.
But he can kind of tell. He can be like, all right, it's morning or it's afternoon. I'm in a grid, so it's east or west.
This is
You
you
know
being
what I mean? That's me, my new character. It's called Sundial.
all right. Is that do you have anything else to add about the
No,
dot
that was it. I don't know how we got there, but that's it.
that was wild.
Let's talk
That was
about
good.
average baseball players.
Cool. Yeah. So if you listened last week, we like playing this game called Guess That Player. You know, Andrew, we should get a like jingle for this. I think we're probably gonna play this every week.
Like, cast that player.
Yeah, but something good.
More or less. It's good to see that you do know what jingles are, though.
Come on. This is where I shine, though.
This is your thing.
Yeah.
If
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd actually like that. All right, we'll get it. All right, it's cool.
It's gonna be to the tone of "Carry On," Wayward Son. Can you guess that player?
All right.
All right.
I like that a lot. Yeah, go ahead. Do you want to go or should I go?
I think you're gonna get this one, but I'm gonna go for it anyway.
Okay.
So this guy, he's not a lot of super impressive accolades for me to describe to you, but I'm gonna go for it anyways. First baseman, batted 266, 151 home runs, 675 RBI. Career journeyman, really. I mostly remember him for the Brewers, but he spent the most time on the Blue Jays and had a stint with the Yankees, which is probably what you remember him from. Sneaky was on the 2001 Diamondbacks that won the World Series. I don't remember that at all, though.
Richie Sexton.
No. Lyle Overbay.
It was Lyle Overbay?
Yeah, it was Lyle Overbay.
Man, I was going to guess Lyle Overbay. Why did I go Richie Sexton?
Why didn't you guess
You
Lyle
were-
Overbay?
Oh, the Brewer thing threw me. And I'm pretty sure Richie Sexton was on the Yankees.
An essential guy. So I
Wow.
remember.
That's
But you-
wild.
that
I was
was-
thinking, I was like, this is Lyle Overbay. Had you said he led the league in doubles, I would have known.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that though, but he definitely did lead the lead in doubles one year.
What was it, 03? I think it was 03. Shit. I'm 0 for 2 now. Damn. Don't use Richie Sexton.
04 led the league in doubles with 53.
04. I was close, though. All right. That's going to bother me for a long time, though. Okay. So, 288 hitter, 75 homers. He was in Backyard Baseball 2001.
That's not gonna help me.
Played for the Pirates and the A's. Probably remember him from the Pirates, though. Catcher.
He was in Backyard Baseball?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Give me any guess.
I'm gonna be super wrong. Shit. Give me his stats one more time.
288 hitter,
He looked pretty good.
75 home runs. He was a 2-time All-Star.
Damian Miller.
Jason Kendall.
Jason Kendall.
How about that? I think he played first at the end of his career.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Was he a Cub for a little bit? Am I remembering that wrong?
I don't think so. Probably
Yeah. No. Oh, no. 2007?
7. Yeah, that was like a pretty. I mean, that was Giovanni Soto era. He must have been like a backup.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably was. How
All
many
right,
games
cool.
did he appear in? 57 games. That's not.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
And then he got dealt. Okay.
He's probably
Yeah.
like cool. So that was Guess That Player. 0 for 2.
Damn.
Career record is 1 for 4 as I got Corey Patterson.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I was
Maybe-
like Lyle Overbay. It's totally Lyle Overbay. And then when you
was
threw out
hoping-
the Diamondbacks, I was like, it's got to be Richie Sexton.
I know I shouldn't have said that. He didn't play like any games, but he technically has a ring from that team.
Got it.
He was on the postseason squad, but I don't think he was a backup. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's the game. I gotta know. Now everybody knows that Lyle Overbay has a ring because I was unaware.
Yeah, Lyle Overbay has a ring. That's pretty sweet. He started his career. That was his first season rather. Started his career with a ring, and then had the doubles title in 2004. So, I mean,
The league in doubles.
6-1. Yeah. Hoops, can you throw the jingle at us to lead us out of that game?
Oh, you know what? Hoops, you can cut this out because this is strictly idea talk. It really should be your song dubs. Play ball. It needs to be that.
All right. I like that.
You can make jingles for everything else, but play ball, that's like the only reason that song was written. other than so people at bars someday know what the tune of All-Star Game 2000 for N64 sounded like.
That's
That
how
was
it is. It's also not at all how it sounds. I was play ball. I think
Did they say play ball? Did they say play ball, or do you add that?
I mean, I can record saying it's just play ball. You can do that.
Okay.
Cool. So this next idea I had this idea about terrible ideas, and I was bummed out because I had all these terrible ideas that no one ever gets to hear because they're so bad we'd never actually do them. So this is a segment where I get to tell you terrible ideas. We get to discuss how terrible they are, but we never actually do them. So here's my first one. So fake news is super hot nowadays, right? Everyone's talking about fake news. You know what I'm talking about? See, can you hear me? Your headphones out?
Yeah. Sorry, I was taking off my sweatshirt. That was a bit called TJ takes off his sweatshirt. All right, go on. So
Fake news is huge, right? Everyone's talking about fake news.
Yeah, big in the news.
So here's an idea. It's called real news, right? I read 3 real news stories, and you guess which one is fake. But here's the twist: none of them are fake. Here's the second twist: we do the same thing every week, so you always know that none of them are fake. So we just sit here. I read 3 news stories, and then you say to me, "Dan, I know none of these are fake." We just did this last week, and I just waste everyone's time. What do you think?
I mean, it's got legs.
Right?
It's not great legs. Not the legs I would want, but it could definitely
It's got legs.
in a show, yeah, it's like FDR legs.
Oh, mine was better.
In a show in a show like this though, you can't really
So I'm
I don't
gonna.
know. I'm gonna say no. On to the next idea.
All right, cool. So that was terrible ideas.
That was your only idea?
That was my only idea.
You said ideas.
the whole bit, terrible ideas, is in and of itself a terrible idea. So
I feel like I've had some terrible ideas. Hold on. But wait. Are the terrible ideas listed to limited to just bit ideas?
that was my idea with the terrible ideas. But if you want to throw out some other terrible ideas, I'd love to hear them.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So my one terrible idea, and this is also low-key a joke that I've used that hasn't landed because I told it in the wrong group of people, but it's starting a Israeli-based beer company, and we call it Israel Light, like Miller Lite, but Israel Light. And the only mug you're allowed to drink it out of is a Palestine.
What could go wrong?
So, but you bring together the conflicts. You get people talking. You're like, oh, I need my Israelite for my Palestine. You get it?
I feel like the only way we're going to heal the situation in the Middle East is with that exact idea. So good. I like
Thanks.
that.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
Thanks.
I think I have another terrible idea if you want to hear it.
I was hoping you'd have more than one.
All right, so
yes.
this is a reality TV show. I think I've told you this before. It's a reality TV show where 2 people who don't know each other get life insurance policies on themselves and give all the money to the other person. And there's a clause in the life insurance that if you're murdered, it like still goes to that person. So these 2 people spend the rest of their lives trying to murder the other person. to win to get their life insurance back to themselves.
I-
Constantly filmed, anything goes. We could get through rules and regulations at first, but I mean, once everyone signs a waiver, I think we're golden, right?
I love that. I'm huge on that. If we did it with this homeless guy at the end of my street, I think that would really work.
What time is it?
And he would be so excited for the idea of maybe getting a life insurance policy coming his way. Then he would actually need to know what time it is. He would have to pick it up.
All right, this
I
is
like
what that is.
That
Do
worked.
you have any others? Because
No, all my other ideas are great.
yeah, I mean, I'm full of terrible ideas, so I'm sure that'll be and I like getting them out. I think people let me do that. I'm sure that'll be a recurring bit.
Yeah, no, I usually go through a bunch of ideas and I get super insecure and delete them off my notes. So then,
So in case you die, that it would.
yeah, I don't want people. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to mention it here.
I assume you do the same thing where whenever I
What?
like think of a joke or something funny, I'll write it down in a note on my phone, right?
Yeah.
I once woke up. I didn't even think I woke up from blackout, but I just had on my phone, it just said geology, the devil's science. Like, no idea what it is. It's like the white whale is trying to figure out what joke did I mean by geology, the devil's science. It's kind of funny, I think.
Because it's deals with rocks.
Rocks.
Like rock is the devil's music.
Something like that, maybe. I
That-
think it might have just been like, fuck geologists. Like, this
I was
is
gonna say that
geologists.
what I just did there gave you way too much credit.
I definitely thought geology is the devil's science. Chuckled to myself and threw it into my phone. Like, I'll fill in the rest of this joke later. I just hit the button. All right. So, as you guys probably know, if you're listening, we do this thing where we're learning how to play or learning the rules to cricket. So Hoops is going to tell us one rule every time. Do you want to review first, or do you
Yeah,
want to?
let's review. So in case people missed out on our first episode, they know what's going on. So Hoops read to us last week that rule number 1 in cricket, there are 11 players
Yep.
with a reserve 12th man that can come in the case of injury.
Yeah, let me just make a small correction to some info from last week. We got a lot of very angry and vulgar comments from viewers. A lot of death threats. Got some
No one's heard this.
yeah, that's what you think.
Eli's got
Well,
Eli.
we got a lot of hate.
Eli definitely listened to this. Is like, that's not true at all.
He found his way.
Well,
anyway, yeah, we got a lot of
wait. So what's
angry
the note?
feedback that there's actually can be more than 12 players.
What?
There can be as many.
This is ridiculous.
There's one rule and it's wrong.
How many people are you allowed to have in this field?
I mean, you sprung this on me real fast. You know, I didn't know my role going into this.
Wait, is this another rule though, or is this really like this was just straight up wrong what we did?
No, this wasn't a rule. I mean, what I read is that there's 12 players and there's one of the 12 players is a reserve player, but there can be as many reserve players as you want depending on the league. So that's not a
I
hard
don't
and
like
fast
the
rule.
idea of like
But we can move
actual
on.
12 men. But okay, that's fine. We forgot one part of the rule though, T. That it's played between two teams.
Oh shit! I didn't have that.
Yeah, that's an important one.
2 teams.
All right, and with that, let's learn the second rule. I'm excited.
All right. So there's only 2 innings in a game, and there's no limit to the length of the innings.
There's no way. There's only 2 innings. How many outs are there?
Wait, we can't learn that rule.
You know,
yet.
I actually couldn't figure that out.
2 innings.
How complicated is this fucking game?
No limit to what? How long the innings can be?
They just go until they're bored and like, all right, enough of this. Let's go to the
Well,
next.
apparently there's a version of cricket called Test cricket where there's a time limit and it's 5 days.
What? For 2 innings?
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm sure. I'm
I
sure.
like this. It makes it
I'm sure
seem
it's like a
like
baseball situation where there are outs, right?
yeah.
Well, I don't want, but that's what I'm assuming.
I mean, should I keep going? I got
No.
some-
We gotta wait. But
That's all
I'm.
you can handle for
You know
a bit.
what? The fact that cricket has cliffhangers for their rules is
I
actually pretty
can't wait
exciting.
to like learn another rule.
Because this is insane. 2 innings. Definitely not enough. 2 innings and like a limitless supply of players.
I feel like they need to have more innings.
There's like no point of rosters apparently. You can just have as many guys as you want. Out on I don't know how big the field is. There's no
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, I gave wrong information.
No, this is
I mean,
just
You're fine. You're just
I didn't know my rule.
you've
my
got
rule.
the impossible task of making cricket make sense because clearly it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I like this because it makes it seem like I know what I'm talking about when I probably know actually less than you guys.
almost definitely.
I don't know nothing.
I was thrown into this.
Cool.
You know,
Wow.
I had to get my hands on the wheel. I didn't really know what I was getting into.
That's crazy. You know what is actually secret motive to this? There's like a ton of Indian families that live in my complex, and I like need something to talk to people about.
Oh my God, they would love you if you started talking cricket at them.
This is my go-to thing. Some guy, I was wearing a Florida shirt once. He was like, "Hey, did you go there?" And I was like, "Nope." And that was it. So that's the only conversation I've had with my neighbors.
What time is it?
Yeah, and that guy. Oh, he's a lot of fun.
Cool. So we have one more bit to do before we wrap up with the show. So I get frustrated when people make a joke that they think is super original and it's not. It's like my least favorite thing in the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through jokes that have been told a million times. I'm gonna set an over under on how many times it's been told. We'll do a little bit of math and we'll take some bets.
Like it.
So this joke is in a very specific situation. If you're at a fraternity party and they're trying to play beer pong, but they don't have any ping pong balls. So someone says, "Hey, does anyone have any balls?" And then some frat guy says, "I got 2 balls right here," and then grabs himself. I've heard it a million times. It's crazy unfunny. And I started doing the math. If there are, how many colleges are there? How many fraternities are there? How many
Yeah.
parties are there?
So
How long has beer pong been in existence? I'm going to conservatively set the over under on this joke being told at 3.5 million times.
wow. Okay. Let me walk through my way of thinking here.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
you were in a fraternity.
I was.
How many parties more or less would you have a year? How many parties did you attend a year?
Probably like 30, I guess. I don't know. Like
30?
parties or places where people could be playing pong, probably about 30.
30. Okay.
Or a semester, yeah, probably like 60. I was doing a semester.
And how many fraternities are at Cornell?
30-ish.
Wow, we're already getting way up there. So if that joke happens every time a party is thrown at Cornell,
I wouldn't say
one of,
every
like-
time. I'd say probably about 50% of the times that
okay.
stupid joke is told.
So
But it
then,
might happen multiple times at the party.
but then you have to scale it too on like level of intelligence. So like, how many times is that happening at like a junior college party? How many times is that happening at like, what's a dumb
No,
school?
say it. Disparage of college right now. Go for it. I can't wait.
Fuck you, UAB. How many times is it happening there? So 3.5 million, I'm gonna say over.
Yeah, I want to hit the over too.
That's crazy though.
Yeah. All right. Do you have one or?
I do have one. So, whenever you go to a baseball game and you're sitting, I mean, if you sit where I sit, you're not really splurging to spend the money on a good seat because you're already at the game. You're going there pretty much to get drunk and have hot dogs. So you're sitting in the like $15 seats. And whenever the home team of whatever game you're attending gives up a hit, you have one guy that's too drunk who's like 35, who's a couple of seats down from you and goes, "There goes the no-hitter." And it's like three innings into the game. Like,
I say this joke all the time. That's every game.
it happens like, "There goes the perfect game. There goes."
Make fun of that joke. I say that joke all the time. It's not really a joke. I do it. You know what I do? I say very early on, like, has a no-hitter through 1, so everyone, you're gonna jinx it. Like, I always say that to the people who think I can actually jinx a game by saying something like that. Get mad at me.
Yeah, same idea. So
But
let's.
I'm pretty upset that you just said this joke and it's something I make. But continue. So give me the over.
So there are 30 teams in the MLB.
Right. Oh, is this just Major League Baseball? Or can we do minor leagues too?
We can do minor leagues too. I'm just doing major league right now.
Okay, fine.
Oh wait, hold on. So each team has 3 farm teams. So there's about 90 teams.
Sure.
Right? Why not?
Yeah. Round up to 100, making that easier.
100. So there's 100 teams. And then some independent leagues. So let's just put it at 125. That are all playing around, 150 games if you're going to average it out.
Sure.
Baseball, Major League playing 162. So per year, I'm going to say that joke gets made over under 15,000 times.
I'm taking the over, and I'm going to tell you why.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like a bunch of Little League dads say that when they're
I didn't even
when
think
they're
about the
kicking
Little
up the hit.
Leaguers.
their kid gets up the hit. They're like, Johnny's not throwing a no-hitter tonight. You're not getting dinner or something like that. And then they say, sir, you're too drunk. You're going to have to leave the premises.
It's only kind of a joke. He's
Yeah,
like,
it's only kind of a joke. And then Jimmy comes home and dad's mad now because he's taken away from his game because he didn't throw no hitter, and this is Jimmy's fault.
Christ almighty. I like the over too.
Cool.
For different reasons. And we'll leave it at that.
All right.
So,
Can I get in on this too? I kind of want to get in on.
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I'm sorry for excluding you.
No, it's okay. I'm kind of the third wheel anyway, right?
Yes, you most definitely are.
I've,
But
as
I've
long
pretty
as you
much
know your
narrowed
role.
it down to this one thing that I've concluded that I'm basically a worse version of Andy Richter, Conan O'Brien, and that's terrible because Andy Richter's got to be the last pick, and I don't know that puts me.
your worst version of Andy Richter is a dark place to look at yourself at.
That's
I mean,
brutal.
I legitimately feel bad for Andy Richter. He tries so hard, and he knows that he's failing. You know.
Yeah, and
I mean,
like,
Doing fine. His bank account's probably doing just fine, so I don't think he cares all that much.
I mean, I kind of feel like he was never supposed to be an actor or comedian. He kind of just worked on Conan's set, and then like 2 shows
Like-
in, they were like, "Fuck, Conan's really blowing it. Can you be funny?" And then they just point at him, and he's like, "Well, people laugh at me because I'm kind of chubby," and they're like, "That's good enough. Just like get on there."
he pointed to the heaviest set guy in the room that was like, apparently has been sucking on balloons the last like 5 years. Is what it sounds like that.
God. Hey, you want to take some guesses?
Over on both.
Nice. We're all agreeing. Over on both. We got to set some more. All right. What if I up that last one to 20,000? Are you still going over?
I don't know what.
I don't know. Because what you're forgetting is probably multiple people at that stadium making that joke.
Oh wow, then it's definitely way over. You're right. You're right.
A lot of variables here.
All right, let's finish up.
Finish up. So we talked about this a little bit last time.
I think Andrew cut it.
But Andrew stripped the strip of the audio.
Andrew said
So-
we weren't good enough, so we stopped.
We're going to be doing a weekly segment that you guys hopefully are going to enjoy a lot. It's called Battleship because that's what the game is called. So Dubs and I are going to be playing you know what? I'm going to start that all over again because I also said the word segment. So cut on that out. Oops.
We'll see.
You gotta cut it out. So last bit of the show, we're going to be doing something called Battleship because that's what the game is called. So each week, Dubs and I are going to make one move of Battleship against each other. So this could take like months if we're missing it. But we're excited. So
If we continue to do one episode per week, this is going to take so much longer than months. Oh, do we each get a turn? We each get a turn.
we each get one turn. But there's 100 spaces on the board where these ships could possibly be.
And I have a
So-
strong feeling that none of these are ever
Take
going to
years.
get sent out in public.
Yeah, this could take a really long time. But let's do it. I'm excited. So can I make the first move?
Please.
E6.
Miss. I can't believe we're doing this. Jesus. C4.
Miss.
Damn it.
Wow.
Oh, right.
An exciting
That was Battleship.
exciting first installment of Battleship.
Part of this is if like anyone ever comes into my room, they're just gonna see one Battleship set up. I'm not getting rid of this. It's gonna be slowly getting like more and more hits on it.
Oh man.
Based on what I see from your room at this point, I kind of feel like the Battleship is the only thing in your room.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I have an ironing board back there.
Yeah, that has a hat on it.
Did you iron your hat?
Iron my hat. Cool. Does anyone
I
have,
thought you were not hats.
do you want to cover anything else before we call it?
I think I'm good, man.
Cool.
I don't know if there's anything else really going on. Hoops,
No.
anything else?
I do have a couple bits.
Hoops is slowly just working his way into becoming the
He's gonna be like
third
just a third co-host by the end.
Can you play Battleship for 3?
I shoot at you. It's like a 3-way war. Why not?
we should
I mean, I'm like the neutral person. You know?
we should just get like a bingo thing for Hoops, and Hoops will be the only one playing, and we'll give him one number a week. So this week, Hoops, you get free space. Awesome.
No.
All right, so that was the second edition of Second String. Thank you guys for listening, and look forward to talking to you guys next week.
Yep.